Good morning, everybody. It's Jen again. I'm running close to time today on the way into work. I tell y'all what, since this time change, I don't know, I'm staying up later and then getting up a little later. So I've been sleeping until like 5:30. And before the time change, I get up at like 4:30. But it just puts me, all the stuff I do in the morning, it puts me just right on time to work. But that's okay. Today I have to work extra late, so it's going to be like close to probably a 12-hour day, so I ain't that worried about it. And luckily I don't work somewhere where, like, if you clock in a minute and a half past, you have to fill out a whole report and do all that. Oh my gosh, the last place I worked, I think it was 2 minutes was the threshold, and if you clocked in, like if you had to be there at 7:30 and you clocked in at 7:32 or 7:33, you had to fill out a report, tell why you clocked in, all this other thing. Like, it was the stupidest, most huge waste of time in my opinion. But that's a whole nother story, whole nother day. Like, now if I'm like 2 minutes late, I'll just stay 2 minutes over. Who cares? That's one thing I love about my job now. There's not really like micromanaging, at least the employees. But anyway, whole nother story, whole nother day. What I wanted to talk at y'all about this morning, I just get all rambly in these car chats, is something that has just been stuck in my craw. And I guess where I'm looking up recipes and all this other stuff, and I get curious about other people's experience with losing weight and everything. Just real quick, if you're new to me, I've lost about 140 pounds in the last couple years or so after being morbidly obese my whole entire life. I'm 37, so a long time. And, did the whole cycle, lose 30, 40 pounds, gain it back, lose 30, 40 pounds, gain it back, and we finally did the old-fashioned way. I'm on a budget. I live out in the middle of nowhere, East Tennessee. I don't have fancy grocery stores. Shoot, nowadays barely can afford decent groceries. So just nothing fancy, didn't buy nothing to do it. Just slowly teaching myself about nutrition and everything after being diagnosed type 2 diabetic and high blood pressure, which I put into remission within a year of changing habits and things. But whatever. So one thing, I guess that means like my YouTube feed and all that, the little elves in my phone that listen and then recommend me things, I'm convinced that's how it works. There's literal elves in my phone, little elven hamsters even in my phone that listens to things and then recommends me things. But all these, people that are losing weight and all the different ways they're doing it, especially people that have been lifelong obese, like that's my default. This is new territory to me. I think I have about a little less than 20 to lose or so before I get to healthy BMI. I don't know. I looked it up one time. I need to look it up again. But yeah, I'm about a little less than 15 pounds from my personal goal weight that I never thought I would reach. So whatever, this is new territory to me. But my feed, I've been getting a lot of these people talking about their journeys and everything, and I look at the YouTube thumbnails and everything, and y'all, it just sticks up in my craw to see these before and after pictures. I don't think there's anything wrong with before and after pictures. If like a visual representation of your progress helps you, honey, take all of them. But what gets me, why does everybody always look like they're constipated and smelling rotten eggs in their before picture? Like, they try to make their chin as double as possible. They just have this awful look, or like they're trying to hold in a really bad burp or something in their before picture and all this. I don't get it. Okay, that's what I don't get. And I guess it's a please click on my thumbnail type of thing. The same thing, which it still tickles me to this day to see all these thumbnails and people, y'all know the thumbnail clickbait face, they're like in the thumbnail, with their mouth hanging open and stuff. I mean, do what you need to do, honey, but I'm going to get tickled at it every time I see it. Oh my gosh, I want to do one just to be funny one of these days, but that's been going on for, Lord of mercy, I've been on YouTube It'll be 9 years this summer. And I've been seeing that at least the last 5-6 years. But why do these before pictures, do you have to look so miserable? And then I hear these people talk about themselves when they were, at their heaviest, like they hate themselves. And I don't know, it's just something that's really stuck into me. And I'll probably make a longer video really diving deep into this at some point. But y'all know, if I don't talk about stuff, when I talk about it, it may not get talked about. But they talk about, oh, my before, I was this, I was miserable, I was worthless, I was this. Honey, losing weight don't add nothing to worth. I'm not worth more morally at a smaller weight than I am at a bigger weight. That just blows my mind. And it's not like, and they're like, and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. I mean, there's happiness when you're at your biggest too. Okay? Like, people act like it's like they gloss over, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, all the blessings that you had that time. I mean, and I think this is really detrimental to people that are getting started, trying to lose, especially a substantial amount of weight, like over 100 pounds, because this whole beating yourself down and all this other stuff and feeling, because I mean, anybody that's been big, we've all felt it, okay, because you have it just hammered into you, honestly, that you're like a piece of crap when you're really big. And that doesn't help anybody. Like, to me, and my mental state and what got me to be obese and everything, that just fueled the fire. But I just see some people talking about it, and I just think, I mean, my before self, she was kick butt, man. Okay, it's just weird talking about myself like another self, but let's go with it. Like, I don't know how I done it, having an extra 140 pounds on me, figuring out losing all this weight. I was working full time. I had a very long commute. My schedule was a lot crazier than it is now. The job was a lot more stressful, about putting me in the ground. All this other stuff. I was hurting. I had inflammation. The bottom of my feet hurt to the top of my head. But I was still, like, working a full-time job. I still had good things happening in my life. Like, it's not like your life begins when you lose weight or something. But now what it is, my health is so much better now. I tell you, the biggest thing that's been a revelation to me, and I mean, I was one of those big people, I could have, till I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, I could have swore one up one side and down the other that, well, I haven't had any health complications from this, that, and the other one. Let me tell you, I'm still doing the same things I did then, but it is so much easier. I expend so much less energy to just do like day-to-day piddly stuff. That has been the big difference. And my body, you just wear out when you're real big for that long. You just wearing your body out, and it makes sense because you're carrying 140 pounds of weight. I mean, I get 5-pound dumbbells in each arm now, and I'm dying. I'm not a weightlifter, I guess I shovel a lot of dirt in my garden, but, that just ain't me. But it's just been stuck in my craw so much. These people, like, talking about them at their biggest like they did nothing. Like, they had no life. Like, and they post all these miserable things. I promise you can be big and smile. Because I think it becomes more about, at least to me, and what was helpful to me, was I had to recognize not that I was some useless piece of crap, blah, 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 all those things that get beat into you. If you've been big a long time, you know what I mean? And I don't know, as a woman, I even had it, I felt like you almost have it more because there's a certain body type and stuff you're supposed to be, a certain temperament, which men may have that too. I bet they do. I ain't never been a man, so I can't talk to that, but, growing up in fundamentalist Bible Belt, there's a whole mess with that. But it's more about saying, you know what, I'm tired, And I'm worth more than this, because I think that's where a lot of it comes from too. A lot of people say that people that's real big are really lazy. Honey, there's really lazy big people and there's really lazy little people. If you've ever worked a job in your life, or you've been on a team, or been at school and been in a group project, lazy comes in all forms. But I will say, big people are tired. At least if you're older. Like, to do the same things I was doing then, to keep up with people that were like regular weight, I was just having to put in so much more work and so much more energy, and you just wear out. But I was doing things, you know, like, it's just so weird to me. I don't know. I hope this I guess this is more of a food for thought, because this is going to be a shorter video. But it really bothers me that people just, they act like all misery was their life. You know, like, they had nothing. The phone cut out again. Sorry. I'm over this camera update. But they act like when they were big, like they had nothing in their life and everything. I mean, yeah, I had really bad depression. I had bad anxiety. I had all this other stuff. But I lived a full life too. Like, your life don't stop just because you're big. I don't know. It's just a very weird thing. I don't know if that resonates with some of y'all. That just gets me, though. These people, like, I mean, and I try to think of the mindset of it, because I didn't even think about, you know, I just put my head down and got the work done. But do they start out when they start losing weight and they're like, I'm going to make the most unflattering photo in existence? Like, honey, if you were having a good day, you can smile. I don't know. That's just got me. And to hear people talk about how they view themselves at their biggest, or whenever they started the last leg of their health journey, and how negative and detrimental that is. I mean, honey, you're talking about yourself. And I just want to tell them, I'm like, you're good now and you were good then. And, you know, if you were bad now, you're probably bad then. Again, losing weight don't make you a good or bad person. If you were an a-hole at like 350 pounds, you're probably going to be an a-hole at 150 pounds and vice versa, you know. But it just, I don't know. It's just very strange to me. It's very strange. Like I said, health is better. My day-to-day life is so much better just because my energy goes a lot further. But, I mean, I need to make a whole video. Like my before stuff, she's my dang hero. Like, now I feel tired and I'm like, girl, you used to this with an extra 140 pounds on you. Get to it. Suck it up, buttercup. You've done this in a lot worse conditions. And I didn't look like I was trying to hold in a bad burp and I was constipated. So, I don't know, y'all. I guess that's just kind of introducing that. I need to try to make an actual full video, really diving deep into that. But I'm running right to time. I got to get in there. Got to get my bills paid. So I'm going to get to it. I will see y'all soon with something else. Thank y'all for watching my random all over the place car chats. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.